this is my review for Transformers Reveal the Shield Battle in Space 2-Pack Deluxe Class Rodimus, or Hot Rod as I call him. Before I talk about the figure itself, I'll talk a little bit about the Battle in Space 2-Pack. What you get in it is you get two figures, which are both repaints of Classics Rodimus and Universe Cyclonus in slightly more G1 cartoon accurate colors. You also get a die-cast Matrix of Leadership, which is very cool. It's kind of a needless accessory since neither of them can hold it, and it doesn't open, and you do have to paint the gold on, because it is otherwise just this uniform silver chrome color. But it is very cool. Again, I'm not really sure what I'm going to do with it, seeing as neither of them can hold it. I might get my, I might get it and use it with the Masterpiece Rodimus when it comes out stateside, since it is confirmed that he is not going to have a Matrix of Leadership. And I think that'll look fairly cool in him. Hopefully it fits. Very, very nice accessory. Again, they didn't have to include it, but I'm really happy that they did. You also get this free comic book right here. And the art in this comic book is pretty crappy. I'll just go ahead and say it. It's really, really not very impressive. It is kind of neat, though, and that particularly there's one page in particular where you get a look at some more upcoming Reveal the Shield figures. For instance, you get a look at Grapple. You get a look at Rumble, Lugnut. You also get the recently announced Generations Warpath and how it's going to look. It does look to me a little bit like Darkmount, so maybe it's going to be a retool of Darkmount or something. We'll have to see. You also do pretty much get confirmation that they are going to make a Reveal the Shield Frenzy figure, which I think is kind of neat. It also is noteworthy that they do have Devastator there, and his head is slightly different than it looked in the movie, so I'm wondering, maybe, who knows. But anyway, so yeah, the comic book isn't the best, but you do get to look at some upcoming Reveal the Shield figures, which is kind of neat. Anyway, onto the figure itself. As you can see, like I said, it's a more G1 cartoon accurate repaint of the Classics Rodimus mold, and I'm really, really glad that they released this, because as many of you know, ever since Fans Project announced the Protector upgrade set for the Classics Rodimus figure, getting a Classics Rodimus or a Henkei Rodimus at a decent price has been near impossible. I've seen them go up to $169.99 in box with the Henkei figures, and up to $70 loose with the Classics Rodimus, so I'm really, really glad that Hasbro decided to give us another chance to get the Classics Rodimus mold, because it is on its own a fairly nice mold. I'm sure with the Protector armor it's really, really nice, but on its own it's a fairly decent mold. It's not flawless, but it is pretty cool. A lot of people complain about the colors that they painted it in, and they complain that it makes it look really childish and a lot like a knockoff. I personally don't have those issues. I do agree with the fact that this windshield piece right here is very garish. I really, really don't like it. It's done in this sky blue kind of, almost like the blue that they did on the Allspark powered line. It's a little bit darker than that, but it's about the same color. I think it wouldn't have been as bad had maybe they done it in the colors of this missile right here. As you can see, it's a much darker Allspark blue. It's still Allspark blue, but I think it would have looked a lot nicer if they had just done a darker shade of it. So I do agree with the people who say it's garish. I do completely agree. I think it's a terrible choice color, but still, otherwise I think it's really, really cool. And it is neat that he does have a this is going to be kind of hard to show off because it does blend in so well with the rest of the chest piece. But he does have a very G1 accurate flame design, which I think is nice. And he does have a rub symbol. I'm going to go ahead and hold it up next to my light to get it to activate, hopefully. Something I really don't like about the Reveal the Shield figures is the rub signs take absolutely forever to activate, which is a bit of a shame. And there you go. So you can see he's an Autobot, as if you didn't already know. But anyway, not much to say about it in terms of features in vehicle mode. It does roll fairly well, which is nice. And he does have this kind of 1960s Batmobile turbine engine kind of thing. He can shoot out this flame missile, which is obviously molded to resemble a flame. Very, very cool. I might typically leave the missile out just because I think it looks cooler, but you can leave it in if you want. It does look cool either way. So that's really about it for vehicle mode. So transformation on this guy, you want to go ahead and pull this gun out, and we'll go ahead and reinsert the missile for later on down the road. Then what you want to do is, first off, I guess I should show this off while I still can. He does, and this is in the instructions, it says you can flip the spoiler piece up and attach the gun as an attack mode. Really, Hasbro? I mean, come on. I mean, Scorponok's robot mode from the 2007 movie line was pushing it, but this is just ridiculous. I mean, this is just pathetic. So, anyway, let's pretend that doesn't exist, shall we? Anyway, so what you want to do is you want to flip this piece up, and you want to rotate the fins down like so. You'll see why in a minute. Then what you want to do is you want to extend these wheels out like so. Then take these panels, and you want to flip them down like so. Do the same on this side. Flip them down like so. Push the wheels in a little bit to tab it in. Then you want to take his legs and you want to extend them. Now I get these panels on the side of his legs out. What I usually do, and I find this is much easier than doing it manually, is I take the knee and I rotate it off to the side to kind of push that flap out of the way, and that tends to get it into the proper position, which I find is much easier to do rather than do it manually. But anyway, then you want to flip up his feet like so. Then you want to take these bits right here, you want to push on them to extend his shoulders. Then what you want to do is you want to flip this chest piece down, rotate his arms around. Then you want to rotate this whole assembly around. It does tend to get caught on his hip pieces, which is a bit of a shame, but if you work at it, it does rotate upwards. And it does look pretty neat, and that's why you wanted to flip the these spoiler bits back, because if you didn't, it would have them along the side of his back rather than flipped up like he was in G1. Anyway, then what you want to do, I'll use my trusty paper clip to save time. Is you want to get out his hands. His hands are kind of tight, on tight joints, and they are a little bit difficult to get out at sometimes. So I'll just use my paper clip to save some time. And then just straighten him out. And then give him his gun, and there you have Hot Rod in robot mode. And fairly cool. A little bit shorter than I was expecting. Here he is next to Bumblebee, just to show off what I mean. And I know that back in the day, they did make the figure slightly smaller, but I did expect him to be a little bit taller than he is. If not the same size as Bumblebee, just a little bit taller than Bumblebee, which is a bit of a shame, but oh well, minor gripe there. Anyway, posability on this guy is kind of limited, but that is forgivable seeing as it was a Classics figure, and none of them, with the exception of Mirage, really had excellent posability. He can rotate his head left and right. It doesn't go down, up and down slightly, which is a bit of a shame, but oh well. He does have ball-jointed shoulders, which are fairly free. He does bend at the elbow. From the side, it looks a little bit awkward, but if you display it from the front, it looks just fine. His hands also can go in and out, just due to transformation. He's got hip joints, they go forward. They can't go back just due to this whole back assembly, but oh well, what are you going to do? They do also have a double hinge right here just due to transformation, if you want to use that. You can also rotate the knee, and you can bend the knee as well, and the feet do go up and down, not just due to transformation. So, you know, you can get some poses out of him, but not anything really dynamic, which is okay because I usually just display him pretty much like this, since he is, as you saw in my collection video, I do just typically display the leaders of the factions. It's just a static pose with all the other figures with the wild poses around them. But anyway, features for this guy, there are a couple. He does have the gun. Again, you can launch the missile, and it does launch pretty well, which is nice. He also does, and they didn't have to do this. I'm really, really glad that they did, though. On this arm, he does have this flip-out saw or communicator. I don't think it was ever really clarified which of the two it was. But if you flip it out, it does kind of vaguely resemble the saw blade that he used to free himself when he crash-landed on Quintessa in the movie and freed himself from his vines and used it to fight the Sharkticons and rescue Cup. And I'm really, really glad they did that. Because I am a really, really big fan of that scene. And I am glad that now I can reenact it. Where is my brain today? Oh, well. Anyway, for some size comparisons, first off, again, for a standard size comparison, here he's next to Bumblebee. So you can see, like I was saying, he is a little bit shorter than the average deluxe. Also, even though I haven't reviewed him, here he is next to his two-pack buddy, Cyclonus. Or I guess he's not his buddy, is he? But anyway. And also, just for fun, first off, here he is next to the nearly completed G1 Season 3 cast with Springer, Blur, and RC. So you can see, fairly nice looking team there. Really, really cool looking. Now all I need is Generations Cup, Reveal the Shield Retgar. And I hope to get a Universe Wheelie at some point. I know those things are rather expensive because they are, to date, the best interpretation of Wheelie. And very, very cool. I hope to get one someday. But for now, that is the G1 Season 3 cast, as far as I have it. And also, just for a rivalry comparison, here he is next to his arch enemy Galvatron. So you can see Galvatron's just a little bit taller than Hot Rod, which does make perfect sense because that's how they were in scale in the movie, which is just wicked awesome. I do prefer my Transformers rivals to be in good scale with each other, so I'm really, really happy with that. So yeah, overall, I don't think this guy's as good as Cyclonus, not by a long shot, but I do still think that it's a very, very nice figure. And again, it is a very, very nice and rather cheap way of getting the Classics Rodimus mold, seeing as Fans Project went ahead and made it so expensive. Curse you, Fans Project! No, I'm kidding. Fans Project does awesome stuff. So anyway, there you go. My look at Transformers, Reveal the Shield, Battle in Space 2-pack, Hot Rod, Rodimus, Rodimus Prime, whatever you want to call him. Thanks for watching, and please subscribe.